So Ben, what's the key strategy this week leading into fight week with Tyson Fury?
All about balance. It's all about the right amount of rest, the right amount of recovery, the right amount of hydration, nutrition. Just a good balance of everything for him to come into peak condition for fight night.
What do you feel when Tyson Fury says that you saved his life?
That means more to me than anything else, to be honest, because all the rest of it can come and go. The big nights, the bright lights, all the rest of it, these things come and go. But what really matters is us as human beings. He's a real gentleman. He's a class act, and people that know him, know that he's a really, really nice guy who, he's got a good heart, and like you say, and like I said there, that means more to me than all the rest of it.
What's been the toughest thing over the last year and a half that you've been around him? That losing all this weight, over 130 pounds, getting him motivated again, getting him back in the ring twice. What's been the toughest thing for you?
The toughest thing was the mental battle, probably, to get him back mentally right, in a happy place, which was the goal of it, because if the mind's right, everything else will be right. Everything else is worthless, meaningless if your mind's not right and you're not happy. We've seen it many times before, and it's been said many times before that money doesn't make you happy. You need to know what makes you happy, what's going to keep you happy, and the goals and meanings and how you're going to maintain that.
So what are you to Tyson Fury? Are you just his trainer?
To be a trainer, there's a lot more to being a trainer than just a trainer. And he's not just a fighter to me. We have deep, long conversations. We talk about things, talk about life, relationships, and the journey that we've been on with Tyson, mentally and physically. We've had to discuss lots and lots of topics, a lot more than just talking about boxing and nutrition. We've had to talk about life and where it will take us, what we actually want out of life, what makes us tick. We've had these discussions many, many times, and it's important to me, probably more importantly to me, that when it's all said and done and boxing's gone from Tyson's life, he knows how to maintain happiness.
So if you were categorising the things you are to him, you're not just trainer. If you were to kind of list them all,
I'm a trainer, I'm a friend, lots and lots of things. A trainer, you have to be a psychologist as a trainer, you have to be a mind reader, you have to be a nutritionist, you have to be a life coach, you have to be a million and one things, and I look after a lot of things for Tyson, because I need him to be right and focused on the job, especially on a big fight like this. So it's work all round, but there's lots of members of the team that all play a role, a vital role and a pivotal role.
A year and a half ago, you didn't have this role in life. Has it given you something special as well?
Yeah, like I said, Tyson's a lot more to me than just a fighter. And to be honest, spending as much time with him as I have, and around his family and that, obviously I've grown to care a lot about the family as well. And I've been saying this all week to a few members of the team and that, I want this win, as much as I want this win for Tyson, I want this win for his family, because I know how much it means to him. And, they're good people and they deserve it. And my own, what's the word I'm looking for? My own objectives are nowhere near my aspirations for them and Tyson themselves. You know, they're what mean a lot more to me, because I'm here to do a job, you know, and I take pride in my job, whether it's a 4-round fighter or a fight like of this magnitude. It means as much to me because it's my reputation on the line. But like I said, I've grown to care a lot for Tyson and his family, and it means a hell of a lot to me for them.
What are the dangers that Deontay Wilder brings in this fight?
He brings a lot of dangers. He brings speed, agility, and obviously one-punch KO power. But he brings a lot of flaws as well. He brings a lot of flaws. So let's not be mistaken. Obviously, it's a dangerous fight, but all heavyweights can punch. Not punch. They can't all punch like him, but they can all punch. And one punch in the heavyweight division, no matter who you're in with, can end the night and end the fight. But Tyson's levels above Deontay. We've seen it happen before. You know, everyone's got a puncher's chance, but Tyson's the better man all round than Deontay, and especially in this game.
Ideally, would you? Because when you set out, you first told me you'd like him to have maybe 4 fights before he went to this level. But has this worked out right in the end?
In an ideal world, that was the initial plan, to have 4 fights and then step it up, and step it up each fight. But after 4 fights, would be around here. And at first, I've said it on another interview as well, that I told Tyson not to take this fight. Yeah, not because I don't believe he can win, but just because it was just what I wanted. Maybe selfishly, but I thought it was what was right at the time. Earlier on today, I said to somebody that I've seen Tyson needed this for his own happiness as well. He needed this. He's just had a different vibe about him for this camp. In the previous camps, he knew his levels above who he was boxing. It was a bit like, there's not been none of that this camp. You know, he's been fully motivated, excited.
Because he knows there's risks, maybe.
Because it's another level, and that's what Tyson does. He raises his game to what's in front of him. He knows what's in front of him. He's raised his game, and he's been excited. You know, I've seen another side of Tyson for this.
Have you seen the fun side of him as well, though? Have you had a bit of fun along the way?
I think everybody can see that we always have a bit of fun. You know, and I'm a firm believer in that. A happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. Obviously, there's got to be the right balance, and it's all about balance. Life's about balance. But we've had a fantastic journey, an unbelievable journey. Who would have thought when he said he was coming back? I saw Dave Allen put a tweet out the other day where he said, a year ago today I sparred with Tyson. He told me he was coming back, and he was about 26, 27 stone. And this weekend he's fighting for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. He's some man. And it's true, you know, even for me, I've said it before, sometimes we'd be sat on the sofa and I'd look across and I'd think, I don't know if this job can be done. And look where we are now. And we've had a fantastic journey doing it. Unbelievable.
Am I right in thinking that Tyson needs to be focused in this fight for every second of every minute of every round because of the risks you're talking about?
In this fight, there's no room for greediness or complacency.
What do you mean by greediness?
Greediness by he can be having success and he can be thinking, okay, and it's my job to be able to recognise when to give Tyson a nod to start to step up. There'll be a time when he'll have to start to step it up and start to push Deontay back. But he cannot get greedy. He can't be having success and it be not the right time for him to look to go into another gear, start to push a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. It needs to be at the right time and maybe look for a finish. It's all about timing, doing things at the right time and decision making. Complacency, same thing. He can't be thinking this is an easy night's work because his boxing skills are levels above. that can be a case for Tyson against anybody, and then start to switch off. But I'm sure that won't be the case.
Dream Corner with Ricky Hatton alongside you and Freddie Roach. Is that great for you? You're celebrating your 26th birthday this week. And you get the great Freddie Roach and the great Ricky Hatton alongside you. Is that fun?
Yeah, of course. They're both great guys. Obviously great at what they do. Many world titles between them. As a trainer and as a fighter. And let's not forget, Ricky's won world title as a trainer as well. It's a fantastic team that we've got. I'm over the moon with it, obviously. And just, we're looking forward to it now. It's all about, like I said, it's all about the right balance this week to make sure Tyson comes in peak form.
You're not the kind of person that strikes me as someone that pinches themselves. But do you sometimes, and you think, oh, this is really what I set out to do? As you say, a 4-round fighter is as important to you as Tyson Fury, if you're looking after them. But, you know, are there moments where you kind of pinch yourself and you go, hang on a minute, don't pinch yourself yet till we got the belt?
Do you know what it is? I wish there was, to be honest, but maybe it's, I don't know what it is. It's similar to, like Tyson said, he always knew that he'd be able to beat Klitschko and become the heavyweight champion of the world. And I've always known that I'll be at this level in this job. May sound cocky, may sound arrogant. I don't mean it in that way at all. I'm just very confident in my abilities. You don't work with the people that I've worked with if you don't have a good if you're not good at what you do. So I've always been very confident in myself. I've always known that this will be the case. So it's just sort of, I just take it in my stride, really. I can't explain it, and I think so. Sometimes I see people talk about my age, etc. But does a normal 25-year-old save another man's life in the way that I've done? Does a normal 25-year-old
live with a mad gypsy king for 8 months in his house?
And does a normal 25-year-old take a man 26, 27 stone to where he is now? No. So clearly I'm not your normal 25-year-old. So the age shouldn't be mentioned. Shouldn't be a problem, because
if you're good enough, you're old enough, yeah?
And clearly I'm, we're not talking about typical 25-year-olds or 26-year-olds, whatever it is, because clearly that's not what I am, because I'm obviously different because of, as you can see, as results speak for themselves. But listen, I just take it day by day, take it for what it is. I can't explain it. I've just always been very confident.
You're in America. You're in camp with Tyson and Isaac Lowe. You've all got like biker beards at the moment. Is this superstitious that you've all let your beards grow throughout the whole camp, or what?
No, it's just the bet that we have between ourselves. Who shaves first has to donate some money to charity. So,
but you're going to shave first.
I'm going to have to shave first, yes, because obviously I'm the most best looking. So,
is it coming off straight after the fight then?
No. I normally take mine off the day of the fight, but I'm thinking of taking it off before, to be honest. But don't let them know. So
clean shaven on the night, yeah?
No, not clean shaven. I normally trim it to about 4 or 5. But listen, it's a great little team that we've got.
One of the things that is coming up as well, and it could be a challenger potentially for Tyson down the line if he wins the WBC belt. Who wins for you out of Dillian White? Who wins for you, Ben, out of Dillian White and Derek Chisora on December the 22nd?
I think it's a great fight, and when calling fights, it's all about the game plan. All about the game plan. Because with the wrong game plan, any man can be beat. Any man can be beat. So I don't know what the game plans will be. I'd imagine that Dillian will try and box Derek. I don't think he'll try and slug it out with him. I don't think he's got the engine to slug it out with Derek. Derek's used to them fights, a very experienced campaigner in those type of fights, and I think the last fight went that way, and on my scorecard Derek was in front. But I also not sure if Dillian has the capabilities to outbox Derek at distance. I think he'll get into a habit of trying to fight Derek off of him to try and create space, loading up, and he'll find himself in the trenches, and then it's a 50-50 fight, I believe.
So you're picking a winner?
Not yet.
It's one of the biggest heists in heavyweight boxing history you're about to go into, in a sense that 30 months in the wilderness, 2 comeback fights against kind of facile opponents in terms of the level of Tyson. Do you feel that winning the WBC belt, winning this spot back for Tyson, puts him in history as one of the great comeback merchants in heavyweight boxing history?
No. See it as the greatest comeback in boxing history, heavyweight or any weight. George Foreman, he had about 20 fights. I think you corrected me earlier saying it was 18 fights before he won the title on a comeback. And
he took 3 years because he lost the first fight to Joe Frazier, and then won the Rumble in the Jungle.
And
in
neither
74.
of them have come through what Tyson's come through.
They haven't lost a lightweight in weight, have they?
Welterweight.
A welterweight, yeah, welterweight in weight, yeah.
So I believe it's the greatest comeback in history, and none of them took on a man who's boxed 39 opponents and knocked 39 men out.
It's the weight of a baby giraffe being born, that is. Or Melania Trump.
So there you go. But on top of it, I always say this to people: is it clear to see the physical transformation, and it's night and day. I'd say that's about 10% of the mental transformation and emotional transformation. I believe this is the greatest comeback in boxing.
Bell rings on Saturday night. What happens then? Dream scenario.
You'll have to tune in. You'll have to tune in December the 1st. But look, it's like I said, it's a dangerous fight. Deontay, 6'7", an 83-inch reach, about 15.5. I'd imagine he'll come in about 15.5, late 15 stones.
Tyson will be 3 stone heavier probably.
Around that,
him.
yeah. And he can punch like a horse kicking. But his main asset, he's got unbelievable self-belief, as both fighters do, and that's what makes this a fantastic fight. So we're looking forward to it. Listen, all these big fights, they're all big fights, and like I said, all heavyweights can punch, and everybody's got a puncher's chance. Just me, I believe that Tyson's the better boxer, better IQ, better conditioned, and more experienced. Although Deontay's got 40 fights, I believe Tyson's more experienced.
Thank you very much, sir. Brilliant as always.